we're more of like a local production company than other access channels. I think we do, the staff shoots and edits the majority of the programming that's on the channel right now, and I think that's different from a lot of access channels. We're geared more toward being a community channel. That's kind of a new model for public access, that in the old days it was more, you know, a free speech forum, the public access channel. It still is. Going forward, I think you're going to see more that the access channels are going to be, you have to have a value to the community, because as Comcast is pulling away and Verizon, and people are seeing a line item on their bill now saying, you know, they're paying for that. If it's not a value to the community, then people aren't going to be in support of it. And so I think that, I just think that PEG has to have some value to the community. I don't think there's many stations this size that are doing a weekly news show, and I think that's unique.
I look at coverage of you know, any public access stuff around my hometown, and you know, it's a bulletin board for about 20 out of the 24 hours in a day. The sports coverage is, you know, honestly, it's terrible. There's nothing in the way of graphics, hardly ever any announcers, and, you know, shoddy camera work. I think what makes us unique is we're a bunch of young producers, or, you know, producers that are still looking to at least make a name for ourselves, and we're constantly thriving for something better, as opposed to, you know, any of these other cable access stations that maybe have a one-camera shoot for a town meeting, and that's about it. We try to put out quality programming. We want to make it look as good as we possibly can, because we all want to make names for ourselves in this industry.
I think a lot of people might see us, you know, as they're flipping channels and stuff, and maybe they're not aware of the opportunities that we provide. Come down, come learn what we're all about, get involved. It's not expensive, and it's not necessarily difficult. You just have to have a little time on your hands.
I would encourage anybody who is interested in communicating a message to other people in the community to think of us as a forum for getting the word out, either by coming here and learning themselves how to videotape, how to make a television show. We teach studio production, field production, digital editing. So if people want to communicate with mass media, this is a great asset to the community. If you live, work, or attend school in Wellesley, for a very low fee, annual fee of $15 a year, you can join here and take classes and learn how to do this stuff. Or if you just want to get your message out there, you can call us and tell us about an event, and we'll send a person over to shoot it.
I'd like it if everyone in Wellesley was involved at some point with the station, because I think that there are opportunities for everyone, really. I mean, any hobby or anything, I mean, there are ways to communicate that, or you know, to get your message out to your neighbors if something's coming up at town meeting, or, you know, so I think a lot of people aren't really aware, and so I would just want people to be more aware that we're here, and, you know, get more involved with what we're doing here.
We decided it was better to have one channel that's got a lot of local programming, and instead of going to 3 channels with a lot of bulletin board and sparse programming. So that was, as we were going through the startup phase, there was a lot to do just to upgrade the equipment, put the systems in place. So we couldn't spend a lot of the time on outreach and you know, some of the stuff that will help us to build that. So out of the gate, we wanted to stay with one channel, which is what they had. Comcast always had only one channel out here, so they were used to the Wellesley channel being one channel. So it was decided that we'd stay with that for you know, the initial phase of the company.
We were a startup station about almost 3 years ago. I think we've seen a ton of progress in that time. As far as, you know, Wellesley this week looks about 100 times better than it did when we started going live with that in January of 2007. We've added a whole number of other shows, as far as like Inside Wellesley, which is a great monthly show that kind of looks at different aspects of the town, anything interesting that we can come up with. I'm constantly trying to make the sports coverage better, whether it's adding graphics at certain points. Certainly having a couple of announcers for our games has been a huge improvement. It just makes the game that much more enjoyable to watch. And as far as, you know, covering more games and hopefully getting much more more of a quick turnaround for all those games as well.
I think just to constantly get better and you know, looking at what we're doing and always trying to make it a good community asset. I think that local cable TV channels should be an asset to the community, and something that people can turn to for local information, local news, local information about the government, local information about businesses that are opening in town, or what businesses are available, what services are available. So that we're, that we're a good communications vehicle for the people that live here, and that we also offer training so that if people want to come here and learn how to make their own TV shows and put them on the air, that we also offer that. So just that we're a good resource to the town, and that we're doing what we're supposed to do well.